pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As a legislative authority in Asheville, we impact the lives of families, businesses, and schools. With such a weighty responsibility, we believe it is wholly appropriate to petition for help from a higher authority in the discussion, reflection, and dispensing of our duties as council members. One with silence. Maybe see. Roll call. Chad. Present. Roger. Present. Randy. Present. Dave. Here. Matt. Present. Colton. Present. A motion to approve the August 5th regular session. Second. Vote. Yes. Yes. Presentations. Department. Adam.
We're good on our end.
Okay.
Right now.
Daryl.
We're good.
Anything?
Yep.
Dan.
I just have the monthly activity report for July. We had 134 incident reports, 5 criminal arrest charges filed, 6 traffic citations, 16 warning citations, 1 code violation, patrolled 6,600 miles, reserve unit hours was 34.5, and 12 agency assist.
Anything else? Anything else?
No, sir.
Colton, you have anything? Bert?
Yeah, I gave you all a paper on the tower maintenance, what it's going to cost to get the towers all brought up to EPA and AWWA standards. It's a 10-year plan, kind of what it costs per year. You all probably know that you pay a 26-cent per 1,000 gallon power maintenance surcharge on your water and sewer bills. If you look at that paper, you can see that that's really not even remotely close to what it should be. I haven't got as far as getting those figures. We just got that on Friday, or yeah, Thursday or Friday. I haven't got those figures of what it probably needs to be to cover that. But 26 cents per 1,000 gallons is not even in the realm of the ballpark. We do have some monies in the tire maintenance funds to get the program started, but we need to probably do something to be able to keep it going and get the towers. And that's even refurbishing our 1940s tower over by the railroad track. If you read that, it's going to be about $700,000 to do that particular tower. Beats cutting it down, tearing it up, hauling it away, because it's going to cost you a couple $100,000 to do that because the lead paint is on it. So actually, you're only about $500,000 to refurbish it and bring it up to today's standards. Versus building a new one, probably $1.5 million, $2 million.
We weren't going to put a new one up in that spot, right?
Well, eventually I'd like to have a plan to where the town is sectioned off into quarters. And each tower controls a section of that town. And it rises and lowers with the volume of water used there and fills independently. That way, if we have a major break, we're not draining everybody. We're draining a section of town. That's better than everybody. Not always an ideal scenario, but if we can get it, the town quarterized, I think that would be better to keep. I wouldn't take it down. It's never a good idea to take water down that's in the air. If you take it down, then your volume of water for fire suppression and everything else goes down. It's just not a good idea. I would never take one down. Especially if we can repair it for $300,000 more than it's going to cost to take it down. I mean, I don't ever see a reason to take water out of there unless it becomes,
Leaking?
well, becomes a problem where you can't fix it and a hazard to the people around it.
And the gentleman told us what to do, right now it was still refurbishable without
Yeah.
having to do a bunch of work to it.
Well, it's still got grease line in it. It was supposed to all been taken out years ago, but they didn't take it out. It's still got grease probably above 6 feet level. The outside is still coated with lead paint, which that all has to be removed. And that's all included in this. And then the new coating that goes on the interior, along with the epoxy coatings that go on the exterior to protect it, is all included in all this. So interior, exterior, and then they put in the new vents, they bring it all up to today's standards, and they do all of our tires that way. It ain't just that one. But that one's gonna be, if you look at it, that's the lion's share, that's probably half of the project. But there again, it's still $700,000. If we cut it down and haul away, we're gonna spend $200,000, and then we own it forever still because of the lead paint. You have to haul to a dump up in Michigan and you still own it.
Could you try to, it seems to me when the school put the tower on this one, that there was some agreement, and I don't remember if they were gonna just maintain all the antennas up there, or there was something else.
The antennas?
They put some kind of antenna so they
Yeah,
could reach.
and that's another thing, they didn't really do it correctly, and it's rusting out around where they put them up there. And this will actually fix all that. This fixes every tower we have. That one's rusting on the inside because it's like a 2-layer tower. And there's not proper ventilation or something going on inside, so you have a lot of condensation, and there's a lot of rust on the inner parts of it that you can't see from outside. I'll have some more pictures for you, but you didn't get it to me today.
Well, if it wasn't done properly on their account, then they need to pay
Fix it.
for the fix.
Well, and that's what they'll do, they'll separate the hours to fix stuff if it's something that somebody else calls, and then we'll be able to bill them separately, so.
Am I right thinking that?
Yeah,
Oh, no,
I-
100%.
so we ought to look at contracts just to be sure.
Well, that's what this is. This is what it will cost to maintain the towers in the
I'm
next.
talking about the one between the school and the village.
Yeah, that's what they're.
Oh, as far
Their
as
stuff,
that goes?
yeah.
As far, yeah.
To see-
And I don't know what we have in place or writing. I've not seen anything, so I'm sure we can find it.
It's in the last few years.
Secondly, now that you've got that to chew on, I've got something else for you. I talked with Graydon, or Ricker Graydon, about implementing our NCAs and our TIFs. Per project, it's going to cost us $25,000 to $35,000, depending on the size of the projects. The income just on the TIF alone, off of the Hickory Glen project, the Fisher Homes project, will return us approximately $249,000 a year. That's just the TIF part of it. And we still, and that's giving the school, making them 100% whole. We don't take anything from the schools. Fire departments, we can keep them whole. But the rest of it, that's what we collect from. It's like, it drops off after 10 or 12 years and goes down to like, or after 10 years, I think the county starts getting a cut of it as well. And goes down to like 149,000, so they start getting 100, we get 149. It raises our percentage from like 4% to 14%. And then after 10 years, the county will start getting another 5 of it, and getting some of theirs back. But it's still overall, it's like $3 million in 30 years that we'll end up acquiring from it, which if not, we're going to get our 4% and go on down the road. I met with them Friday. Probably going to, unless you guys have any objections to joining that group and having them guide us in our NCAs and our TIF travels. That's probably what I'm going to do. Unless, like I said, unless you guys say something that I can tell you that it's so involved that we need lots of help in this area. They'll also help us run the meetings, because there's a board and some of you guys are on it. They'll help us set up the bylaws and everything for the meetings and everything. So for the NCA stuff.
Anything else?
That's enough.
Proceed.
Yeah, we got 3 pieces of.
You guys don't have any objections to going down that
No,
trail?
I mean, look,
It's a no-brainer.
they're the best in the business, that's what they do.
It is, and I had Brian Zetz come and sit with us, and that's pretty much his sentiment at the end of it. He said, you know, this is their livelihood, this is what
Subject
they
matter
do.
experts on the matter, so.
I just couldn't, you know, they sent me some numbers, and I'm thinking, I need somewhere to look at, because they just sent people's hourly wages, and I'm thinking, dang, I should have been a lawyer, a smart one at that.
Will this do away with the Montrose Group agreement?
I already have.
Okay. I know we had talked about it.
And already the negotiations with Miranda Homes, according to Chris Debbie, after they talked with me, they just are going to go ahead and do whatever they need to do up there and not ask the village to pay for anything, so. I did just get 4 bills from them this evening. The Montrose Group for $3,500 a month. So thought, well, it's exactly what was going to happen, but I figured it's going to wait till December and send us 12 months of bills. And I don't know what we got for it, but we're going to send them $14,000. So.
All right, we have 3 pieces of legislation for reading tonight. First one's an ordinance for the 3rd reading. The application for Fisher Homes Hickory Glen PUD final. I do have a motion for the 1st reading.
So moved.
Second. Vote.
Yes.
This is the 3rd reading. This was the 2024-13, an ordinance to approve the application for the Fisher Homes Hickory Glen Planned Unit Development, PUD, Final Development Plan, and declaring an emergency. Any discussion?
I'm glad we had the meeting last time and walked through some of it, so.
So, yeah, I wasn't at the last meeting, but you were all there, but maybe flesh out a little bit more than what.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a motion to accept, adopt.
Second.
Second.
Vote.
Yes.
And 2 resolutions for 1st reading. First one's 10-2024, authorizing the village administrator cooperative agreement with the new water plant and the Ohio Water Development Authority, and declaring an emergency. A motion for 1st reading. So moved. Second. Vote.
Yes.
10-2024, resolution authorizing village administrator to apply for, accept, and enter into a cooperative agreement for planning the new water treatment plant project between the Village of Ashville and Ohio Water Development Authority, declaring an emergency.
We need to waive the second.
Yeah, we need this.
Make a motion to accept the 1st reading, waive the rules of council, during the 2nd, 3rd reading, and pass the emergency.
Second. Vote.
Yes.
And 11-2024, a resolution authorizing the transfer of approximately half an acre to KFP.
This is first reading. I'll make the motion for first reading.
Second.
Yes.
Vote.
Yes.
11-2024, resolution authorizing transfer of 0.579 acres of land to the Knights of Pythias, Ohio domain, authorizing the village administrator to execute all documents necessary to effectuate the transfer and declare an emergency.
Yeah, I make a motion that we approve the 1st reading, suspend the rules of council, waive the 2nd and 3rd reading, and adopt emergency.
Second.
Vote.
Yes.
Under old business, salary and cruiser maintenance cost review.
Oh, yeah.
last meeting, or we had a safety meeting, about Ashville PD and their take-home cruisers and their lateral stuff. If it's all right, I'd like to go to executive session to discuss some of this and the possibilities of safety force levy. With April, just to discuss some budget stuff as well.
Vote?
Yes.
Order. Does council wish to take any action from the executive session?
No actions at this time. We're going to continue to look at other ways to compensate our police force for the future and continue to operate as we are now.
Okay. Under new business, we need to amend the calendar. Is that for
Yeah,
meeting next month?
that's for the rest of the year, effective the first council meeting in September. So, did everybody have a chance to look at it? There are no conflicts that you found with the new meeting schedule?
So obviously there's Labor Day, so it means we're meeting on the 3rd and the 17th, or the 3rd and the 10th.
Yeah, we have a Tuesday meeting.
Meet on the 3rd, meet on the 17th, and have committee of the whole before the.
There is no committee on
Well, we're gonna meet
Yes, sir,
before,
it's at 6 o'clock.
Oh.
On the same, like, it would be before the second board meeting.
Second or
Council meeting, I should say.
Second or first?
first.
Before the first meeting of the month, we're gonna meet at 6.
Before the first meeting.
The first
Okay,
meeting.
okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna meet at 6 o'clock on the first meeting of the
On
month.
the 4th.
We'll do a committee of the whole, it's informal, and then roll into our traditional business meeting on the, like I said, it'll be the first and third week of the month.
First and third meeting.
And then the third
16th
meeting
And then the
is-
16th, on Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we keep the same thing. If the 16th was a holiday, we would go to Tuesday. Yeah, but then we're gonna keep it on 2 weeks, two time frames. First and third.
And it does say that the committee of the whole meeting doesn't need to have much discussion, it's just you're here a little early and then we're not costing everybody, sometimes turns into a full meeting.
It's kind of nice sometimes to do it that evening and prepare for your council meeting, go right into it.
Thursday 16th. Yeah.
So if you have no conflicts, it's the calendar for the rest of the year is what I sent you. Just need to amend the meeting schedule.
I make a motion that we adopt the meeting plan as set by April.
Second.
Vote?
Yes.
Any committee reports?
Yeah, the park committee, that's the pickleballs get really used a lot. And basketball courts I saw the other night, and Greg's planning on some kind of coating for the courts not to skid, which probably will help spruce it up some more. And Kiwanis, they're getting their facts together for this splash pad. There's more of a splash pad than just a splash.
And that's a real thing. Yeah, that's a lot of, there's a lot that
There's
goes
some
to it.
costs involved there.
It's darn near a swimming pool, but not.
So, and then pretty well, I think we're gonna have a meeting the 16th of September at 5:45.
16th September 5:45.
Roger, can I bring something up with that part?
Yeah,
This is just a looks thing, but the diamond that they use over there, it has a quarter of a fence in the outfield. You know what I'm talking about?
The main
left
diamond?
field, the big diamond.
yeah.
Just for looks, can we take that piece out and just make a fence down the baseline?
Yeah, we probably should.
Because it just, to me, it just looked better.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it
Safety reasons too.
It does create a little bit of a barrier during the 4th of July celebration.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just something, that's not, you know what I mean, when you pull into there, and everything. But that's something that can,
You're talking about left field?
The left field, it has, I don't know how many fence rows, but
Okay.
maybe just take that section down so the fences go to the south side. Yeah,
I'll talk to Greg about
Yeah.
it.
that makes sense.
I think they've even discussed that at some point.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, might as well get it out of there.
That's all I have.
Any other committee reports? April?
Nope, nothing.
Council member comments? Stephen?
No, I just saw on Asheville's Friendly Neighbor, there was a post about teams getting charged to use the park for the ball diamonds, and they had a ton of grass on them. Their comments were that when they weren't charged for them and they took care of themselves, they looked better. I don't know what we need to do there, but you see, I mean, there's kids over there using those facilities every day.
I instructed Greg last week to have Reed, because he borrowed equipment to drag it at one point to get the weeds out and do whatever needs to do to keep it playable without all the grass. And just did that last Wednesday or Thursday.
Can we buy a drag or something for?
Yeah, that's.
We'll get what we gotta have to maintain it. We've got some gators and stuff that we can drag it with, so we'll get what we gotta have to maintain it. So
Some are dragging it, others are not.
they bring their own equipment. They store some stuff in this building over here. The lady, I don't know who, I don't do social media, so I don't know who you're talking about, but there was a lady that rented it last week. She wanted to know why she had to rent it. And the reason you have to rent it is because if not, somebody will come in and they'll take every spot, every block of window, and they'll hog it for themselves, never be able to use it, but yet this whole block is hogged. So when you say, well, it costs you $25 to use it, then they're not so hoggish when they have to pay $25.
And that's great, right? I understand that. But
I would like to set up a fund where at the end of the year, they can have their $25 back. I haven't talked to anybody about that, but I would like to
if they're
do
going to rent it,
that.
we need to maintain it.
Well, and that's the
I-
thing,
we
I
We
don't,
talked about that before, yeah.
yeah, so I don't care which way it balances, Bert, but we can keep their $25, just put the money back into it. Whether it's a drag, it's a load of dirt, you know, it's leveling those fields out, whatever it takes. I mean, so
I don't
either
disagree.
don't charge them and let them maintain it themselves, or vice versa. And I get it, it takes a little bit of time from Greg and those guys to do it, but if you maintain it all the time, then it does take.
It ain't gonna take 15 minutes a week.
Right, yes.
Yeah, I agree with the maintaining. We had a lot of discussion about this. And we decided that it's first come, first served, unless they want to reserve it. And I don't know how, because what was happening is what you said. They reserved the whole month, and it's a public park.
Well, and then they'd only use it 5 times.
Yeah.
And they had it reserved every
And
night.
so now I think that, I don't really know, I haven't looked at the schedule, but I think more, they'll send somebody over there to kind of take possession of it, but they don't have to reserve it, and that's what it is, first come, first served. But we do need to maintain it.
Real quick, I just want to, as in the first come, first served, if I go over there now, or if I plan on going over there next Tuesday, right, and I'm there, and somebody reserves it within that meantime, is it still first come, first served?
No, if it's been reserved,
Right,
you're out.
that's what I mean, so if I show up, regardless, it's mine,
Right.
even if somebody wants to reserve it that day. See what I'm saying?
No, if it's
Reserve charge
reserved,
you showing up.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they were supposed to issue a written document.
I
that
was
says
gonna
we
ask,
have this
how do you
reserved.
know
Yeah.
Yeah.
if it's
Do
reserved?
they get a
or not?
receipt, Colton?
Yes.
They get a receipt showing they were in
It's
there.
also printed on the calendar. It's on the calendar on the website
What's
also.
that?
At Berliner, you rent diamonds down there, they
Yeah.
give you a slip and
Yeah.
things, and if you're on it and somebody comes with that slip, you have to get off the field, so
Yeah.
that's basically what's
Yeah.
going on here.
Okay.
Mine just came to use the money and
Yes.
put it
Yeah.
back
Why
in.
not, yes.
Good deal, we'll get what we gotta have to take care of.
That's it for me.
It's not mowing.
Robert?
No, I'm good.
You get
I got nothing.
we're adjourned.
That's it.